Okay, yeah. And if we have any lines to feed you, we can feed them to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it should let you open it. I did give
Hope
you the
you're,
permission.
hope you're hungry for lines.
It
Sorry.
said it was supposed
Sorry.
to send me a prompt.
Welcome to Blabrats, the show where we play recordings of broadcasters who were the subjects of government experiments. My name's Host, and I'll be your host, and this is my man producer. What up, Deucer?
What's up, host?
Not much. We're just here at the Skittle Up, Skittle Down alleys, doing our thing, recording our podcast, and we thought we'd start today's show a little different than we usually do, and just give a little background on ourselves. We're brought us here a lot of fanatics out there been asking.
The
Message
natties.
boards, the libraries. They're saying, hey, flat boys, puppy butts. They're saying, hey, how the heck you guys wind up in this mess? A treasure trove of government experiment tapes just landed in your hands, and now you started a podcast to boot. You had the experience and know-how, the chops to pull off such a thing. How did you do it? What is your resume? Please forward to LinkedIn.com. Thanks, LinkedIn. Well, let me tell you a little bit about my background. I've hosted shows in the industry for the past 20 years, including Harder Copy and Bollywood Nights, Cafe Capistrano. That was a daytime talk show about birds, and then there was, UFOs Real or Really Real, and that was on the UFO Network, and that's what really first gave me the bug, the conspiracy bug, when I found out that UFOs are really real. They're part of they're beyond the super imagination, and it plays a role in our daily lives, and that's when I open up my fourth eye, because that's another thing they don't tell you. You got more than three eyes. And yeah, that's kind of a little bit about my background. I love to golf. One time I thought I got a hole in one, but a squirrel took it out of the hole before I could get there, and that also was around that time that I was just getting more into conspiracies, and so I was starting to think that animals were real at that time, especially let's say arboreal rodents. I just don't trust them.
Now, that sounds like that might be another sports conspiracy for the books.
Yeah, how come there are no teams named the Squirrels? If they're so historic.
And yet they are everywhere, yeah. Now, me personally, I got a long beef with the government. Started in my days, I used to think being a good citizen meant, getting to work, punching the clock, and because of my leg situation, I couldn't join the army, but I could work in government buildings, and so I was in janitorial and custodial work in lots of different government offices over the years.
It's good work if you can get it.
It is, but that is where I learned the dark truths about our government and what they really think of us. And it was there in that job that I first discovered the existence of the tapes. I heard, people in the offices talking about them, and of course they're not very respectful of people in my line of work, and so they were, I think, maybe a little more brazenly open about things than they should have been, and so I heard some things, and I just think they didn't even see me there half the time, and so From there, I knew I had to get out of that line of work, and so I took the tapes and ran. And since then, I got involved in like the podcasting world on the production side because I thought that was probably the quickest and easiest way to get all this stuff out to people. And so I worked my way into that broadcasting through that. Yeah, and then got my chops up until it felt like there was a show to put together.
Yeah, and we met for the first time. We were teenagers on the putt-putt course.
Yep.
We were ranked number 1, number 2 regionally at the time, and had a putt off. And hate to say, but producer actually beat me that day. Shot a 19.
I mean, you're on fire, you know? I don't even feel like I was playing that day.
We became quick acquaintances, and yeah, when he reached out to me with this opportunity, I said, wow.
So, host, when you first got into the world of conspiracy, you said it was the UFO stuff that you were getting into.
And the squirrel, yeah.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about like the specific, when was your aha moment with all of that, with the conspiracy? What was the one that really cracked the nut open for you?
The first time I saw an artist rendering of a survivor UFO abductee's story, the first time I saw that illustrated in a cartoon, that's when I knew it was real. Ever since then, pretty much anything, if it's an unidentified flying object, I'm gonna assume that we don't know what that is, you know? That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
One man's opinion. If it's a UFO, I can promise you this: the government's never gonna come out and say we know what that is.
Yeah.
We know exactly what that is because they don't have the balls. But we do on this show, and that's why I like this platform. Who knows what we're gonna dredge up? Who knows what places these people go? Who knows? Maybe we'll stumble upon tapes of experience of cartoonists, and they were told to illustrate the UFOs in realistic ways that eventually convinced me. Who knows what lies beneath? This week's episode of Blab Rat sponsored by What Lies Beneath, starring Harrison Ford, released in the year 2000, winner of 25 Emmys.
Michelle Pfeiffer? Yes.
Michelle Pfeiffer won 2 Grammys for her performance, and the doc won a Tony. That's What Lies Beneath, out this week on Betamax DVD. Get your hard copy today. All right, anything else we should fill in for this?
Yeah, we should.
All fan boys and gals
Yeah,
out
we
there,
gotta-
men and women, and theys and zays, and we's and woos, and ye's and yous. Hey, producer, you just said you ran off with the tapes. Wasn't there any kind of protocol on the way out? You had to grease some paws. Did you stab a guy? Like,
Well,
did you
I
strangle
didn't.
some guy with the tape?
I didn't want to ruin the tapes. I knew the tapes were once I decided I was taking the tapes, I needed a pretty elaborate strategy, and so I Ocean's 12'd it.
Oh my God! You never even had a job.
I was a one-man Ocean's 12,
Wow.
and as you guys know, I love National Treasures. National Treasuring is I mean, I alluded to this before, but
You got me hooked on those.
National Treasuring is a love I had as a child that was reignited once I realized, I thought the government was really for America, but they're not, and that's when I learned that. They're for themselves, and we are just...
They're for themselves and the national treasures.
Yeah, the treasures are theirs,
That's why they're in it.
and we need to steal them back from them. They have stolen the nation's treasures.
They think they're safe because they're within the American border, but we are coming for them by audio means at first, and then maybe some manually as well.
And so I pulled a switcheroo. I pulled an old-fashioned switcheroo.
Well, the ultimate, the original conspiracy.
I did a Ocean's 12 with a switcheroo twist. And so they don't even know that the tapes are
Some kind of
gone.
something new, something old situation.
Yeah, and you know, these bureaucrat guys get cycled in and out, so they don't, I think we have these tapes and they don't know that we have them yet. Yeah, I pulled the switcheroo and then I worked out my contract. I left the tapes in my trunk for a good spell. Didn't even take them out in case I was being watched, like and then I made sure I was good there, and that's when even then I quit the company in a normal fashion and got a new job in broadcasting.
Now, these are all on audio cassette, is that correct?
Well, no, these are on all different. We've got 45s, we've got wax pressings, we've got cassettes, we've got every audio format you can think of. We've got VHS even. We've got every possible way you can get audio recorded to sift through. So it was quite a process to record all those.
But we got it all digitized now. Available in 128 Mbps.
Yep, it's a couple zip files.
Yep.
We did the lowest bit rate possible MP3s we could.
It's to avoid government detection.
Yeah, it's like radar. If something flies low enough, they can't catch it. So if something is of terrible audio quality enough, it can't get picked up by their
psycho ears.
Yep, and that also explains a lot of how the engineering of this whole show has been. It's all for this bit.
To avoid the government snoops on the net.
Yeah, it's all about staying under the radar. You gotta keep
Let
it.
the podcast can't be free. That's all I'm saying, government snitches.
Yeah, free podcasts, free people, no more prisons or police.
Freepodcast.com.
But most importantly, freepodcast.com.
Freepodcastswag.com.
Yeah. If you need podcast swag, we have way too much of it. There's, little known fact, there's 120 pieces of podcast swag for every podcast episode.
We have tote bags, pens, pencils, mirrors, magnifying glasses, totems, electrical sockets.
It's like ecologically uncool of you not to take this stuff, or else it's generating a tremendous amount of waste.
I seriously don't want to litter, but our landlord is going to force us to litter a lot of toxic chemicals if these things aren't bought.
Yeah.
By the end of the month, because that's when rent's due, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. So seriously, this is a call to action to buy merch.
The merch is what keeps the government at bay for you guys and for us. We need a money buffer of safety around us to be able to keep doing this. Obviously, I guess that can take us to from where we met to where we are today. Like you all know, we are in a bowling alley recording all of this.
If that doesn't say help, please, I don't know what does.
But we're basically at this point we're making ourselves public enemy number one here, so we're trying to fly below the radar. Again, that's why the low quality of everything, and
this is all for the listeners, the patriots. We're doing it for you.
This is about getting the truth out, and the truth is they've been using our own audio and our own ears against us for generations.
For years.
Probably predating this country, even into older countries, into secret societies that pull all of the strings and fund all of the wars.
Imagine a society so secret you've never even heard of them.
Yeah, these are some guys that they're not saying nothing to nobody, and that's how no one knows about them. If you get that many people that are that good at secrets, nothing can go wrong.
No, we don't know how high this goes, but we know how low it goes. It goes to the very bottom.
How low does it go? Does it go down low?
It does go down low.
All the way to the flow?
All the way to the flow. And that is really what this show is about. It's about exposing the secretive and the secretees, giving their voices light.
Yeah, and so right now we're just trying to get the word out, and we've gotten a lot of feedback from you guys, which is great. And we'll try to fill you in. If you have any more specific questions for us, let us know. We are, we're glad to let you know. Some things, obviously, we have to keep certain things kind of quiet. We've obviously put some effects on host's voice.
Which I wasn't happy about at first, but I heard producer talking and I understand why we have to do this. It's for my own safety. You're gonna have to bleep those. I'm realizing you're gonna have to bleep my resume.
Oh yeah, we'll bleep the shit out of everything.
Because if this gets out and people find out who I am, whoa. Watch out.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to piece it together once
Bang, bang, bang.
Once I've
ATF at your door. That's the type of shit.
Yeah, DMX shit.
Yeah, shout out. R.I.P.
Well, I think tonight's episode is gonna be it's short but it's sweet, and I think it's to the point of what we got into this for. I think both fighting to get the truth out, being lied to, being cogs in a machine that eats up it's basically the victims, when you look at it. And this is one that's some politicians. It's politicians doing their debate, doing their dance, putting on the show.
Doing their dirty dancing.
And this is clearly people that are being subjugated to experiments by the government, and it's actual politicians are involved in this, and they're subject to it as well. Even victims of the power class. Well, with that,
Producer, roll them tapes, baby. Guerrilla warfare with our brains.
the University of Fishermen Online, the only online college where you get your degree in fishing on the internet. Whether you're a man or a teenage boy interested in the future of the intersectionality of World Wide Web-based lifestyles and the recreational activity, fishing. Every fish bite's a job offer with the University of Fishermen Online.
Are you going nowhere in life? Does your mother constantly scream at you to get out of the basement? Maybe it's time for a change. Maybe it's time for online state university. It's a state university like any other, except this one, you can get a full college education straight from the comforting warmth, lack of danger, and just womb-like safety of your mother's basement. It's like you were never even born. Online state university. State university online.
All right, I am Link Bluntly, and this is the Politicians with Different Points of View. Welcome to the Super Show, the only show with real debate on the radio. Let me introduce our first guest tonight, Gopher McPube.
Hello, 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 hello. Pew, pew.
Tell me, Gopher, when's the last time you ate a corn on the cob?
I'm not a big corn on the cob fan whatsoever.
Good. Because Sammy Van Zoot loves the corn on the cob, so there's probably none around. Welcome, Sammy.
Yep. I think I ate all that up before old Gopher even got his hands on it.
All right, well, enough of the chit-chat. Let's get right down to it. All right, Gopher.
Yes, sir.
Sammy.
Yes.
How many baseballs are used in a typical Major League Baseball game and why? Use examples, metaphorical or rhetorical, and be specific.
1. And what happens when the ball gets hit out of the park is that the game ends. And that is the original rule of baseball. And that is the rule of baseball as it is played to this day. Baseball games go on as long as that ball's available to hit. And the second someone gets rid of it, game over. Which is why some of them take so long.
Great take, Gopher. What do you say, Sammy? How do you counter that?
I say that's typical leftist commie bullshit. We all know there's anywhere
here comes
between
the Hitler talk.
50 and 100 baseballs
He was
used.
quiet for you.
Yeah, shut your mouth, fucking commie.
He was quiet for you, Gof.
We all know there's anywhere between 4,000 and 8,000 balls used in any American baseball game at any given time, all in play currently at the same time.
I think he's getting it confused with airplanes in the sky at once, but that's just me.
All right. I'm making the decisions here, and 2 Snickers, Sammy.
Thank you.
Oh.
All right, Gopher, Sammy. What's realer, economics or race? Go.
Race is in NASCAR?
Race is in
NASCAR is as real as it gets, I will tell you that much. I don't know nothing about no dollars and cents other than I have lots of it and I appreciate it and don't touch it. It's mine. Yes, no, I there's nothing quite like NASCAR on a cold, freezing, frigid Christmas morning.
Gopher?
I'm gonna say it's race is a construct that is not real. There's no scientific background for it, and the economy is also pretty unreal, if we're being honest. But that's probably got a little bit more. It's more real.
Spoken like a guy who's clearly never been to the track. You hear the roar of them cars, you tell me that's a construct.
That's a great point. 2 great points. I'm assessing 2 baseballs to each of you.
Okay.
Okay. This is going to be a little different round now. Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. You guys go back and forth naming a thing. Okay. Ready? How many types of construction trucks can you name? Go.
Construction truck 1.
Fire truck
Check.
that builds something.
Check.
2.
Backhoe.
Check.
Bobcat.
Pickup truck.
Check.
Concrete truck. Trash truck.
Check. Check.
Big truck.
Check.
Tonka truck.
Check.
Electric truck.
Check.
Truck Norris.
Check.
Skate trucks.
Check.
Keep on trucking.
Check. And that's 20 trucks, our annual feature every week.
Yo, what's up? It's Alex, the #1 mime in Canada, and you're listening to Blabberats Radio.
Now back to the madness.
All right. Okay. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Tom Petty's Won't Back Down is about refusing to shave one's back hair upon spousal request.
Agree. I always heard, me, I used to run around with Tom when he was here with us still, R.I.P. Tom. And yeah, he always said, his wife would always say, you got to get that back down. Because his back hair would grow kind of up and down first. It would grow up and then out, sort of like a cape. And she's like, you got to get that back down. And he said, I won't back down. And he said, I'm backing up. And he even took some different types of medicines and what do you call them? The other things you eat with your food, supplements. He took supplements to try to really give himself a fuller, higher back hackle hair.
That's the terrific points. What do you say, Sammy? Sammy Van Zoot, can you counter an excellent point?
I can't say for certain because I don't know that song, but it sounds like bullshit. What I can say for certain is the song Free Fallin' was about taking dumps out the window when your wife's in the bathroom shaving her legs. That I know for a fact.
Huh, interesting. Link Blendley, moderator aside here, very interesting that there are two potential songs about shaving. Okay, moving on. Favorite racist in history?
I'm a big fan of Dale Earnhardt Jr. I think he crushed it at the tracks. I don't think anybody was nearly as good of a racist as he was. He just was a master of the raceways, I would say.
Incredible. I agree. Gof, what do you say?
John
Who's
Brown.
your favorite racist?
John Brown, reverse racist.
Reverse racist. I thought that was a myth in reverse.
Well, when you're racing, you've got to reverse.
There's nothing more dangerous, let me say
Who did
this
John
as a
Brown die
disclaimer for
for?
the kids, than
Eminem?
driving backwards on the NASCAR tracks. You're asking for trouble.
Hey, that was my next question. Moving on,
And he-
cryptocurrency or cryptozoology, where
Oh,
do you stand?
don't
Which
get me
one's
st-
going to be more relevant in 10, 20, 5,000 years?
Don't get me started on cryptocurrency. It's the wave of the future. Elon Musk is a genius. Technology is wonderful. Cryptocurrency is the new currency. Dollars,
Here's the thing.
you might as well just flush them down the toilet.
The only real currency is precious stones, and we all know it.
Gold,
Baubles,
shoot it with a gun.
rubies, golds, especially baubles. Yes, of course, cryptocurrency is gonna gain steam, but then the AIs are gonna take over and mostly eradicate humans, except for those that can manage to live underground. At which point they just have to wait out the rust that's gonna set in on all the robot AI overlords, and then that's back to rubles and precious metals like it always is. It's just the sustainable
Very-
future of
Very,
money.
very dystopic. Okay, next question. Raves or slaves?
Slaves,
What do you
100%.
Raves, because slavery's wrong.
Wow, I actually
Whoa.
expected the opposite
Whoa.
of answer.
Progressive
That's because
commie
you're
over
gonna
here.
All right.
Look, I'm a simple man. I like my corn. I like my Bitcoin, and yeah, I like human bondage from time to time.
And I'm
Anyways,
just a simple guy who loves sex parties.
Better hang Will.i.am or Toby Keith?
Toby Keith.
Will.i.am is more hung, obviously, than Toby Keith. That's why Toby Keith is so insecure. But I have heard that Toby Keith does love to party, and Will.i.am seems like an insufferable bore. I think, weirdly, we might be on the same page on this one, Sammy.
Wow. Ding ding. Double dings. 3 ding dongs. for
But
each
people
of
do
you.
always say
Hostess.
Will.i.am has like a heroic horse penis, for whatever that's worth.
I don't know where you go about
Next
purchasing
question.
a horse
Can a
penis,
horse
but
has there ever been an unheroic horse penis?
Yeah, Hitler's
it's
horse.
the one that killed that guy. Yeah, the horse penis that killed JFK Jr. Not great. Or the one that shot his dad in the grassy knoll. Not wonderful either.
Yep. No, the grassy knoll was the name of the horse that shot.
Yeah, grassy knoll. Yeah, just came straight from the tracks where he won his race,
Yeah,
and
he placed, and then he came to the Houston.
and then he
to
picked a
shoot
gun
the
up with his
president.
penis, and he shot the president in the face. Not funny, but
History.
Is RC Cola the Budweiser of sodas?
Look, I'm just a simple guy who loves sex parties, crack at sex parties, and eating pizza with my platonic male friends. What was your question again?
Is RC Cola the Budweiser
And-
of sodas?
RC Cola is the high life of sodas because it's the champagne of sodas.
I will have to disagree. I believe it's the Michelob of sodas.
Wow. Couple dings there. Couple ho-hos showing to you guys. Eat them up. What beer is Fago?
What beer is Fago?
Yeah, what beer is Fago?
Natural ice.
That is
Natty
correct.
Ice.
You and
Natty
I
Ice is
agree.
Faygo.
We see eye to eye
Wow.
on Fago.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going, but I'm just going to read it. There are dog whistles. There are rape whistles. But why are there no dog rape whistles?
All dogs are DTF always. Everyone knows that. That's why you have to cut their junk out so they don't hump stuff.
Does not the canine have agency over...
I have
Their
to
own
I have to
reproductive
disagree
rights?
with you here, Gopher, whatever your name is. I know from personal experience, not all dogs are DTF, and sometimes they really don't want it, and it is very unfortunate for all parties involved. Really ego damaging.
Is that how you got all those scars on your hip?
That is why I look like I was just run through a washing machine full of razor blades. Correct, yes.
How do you feel about the recent legislation that mandates that all animals be circumcised?
I am a fan. We all know I love corn on the cob, but when you're hungry, as I am sometimes, wink wink, you don't really want to just gnaw through the husk while the corn's fighting you and barking at you. Sometimes you just want the corn ready, just nice and buttered, for you to grab with both hands and just put your mouth on sideways. Like an old lady eating just a delicious corn cob. Look, just beautiful, like a little piece of lipstick emerging from its tube, surrounded by retriever hair.
All right, changing gears. Trip hop or foosball?
I don't know either of those words.
Trip hop clearly is the wave of the future. I think trip hop is underrepresented in all cultures in the U.S., and I think we're going to see a lot more trip hop in the future. And so trip hop all the way. And foosball.
Great point. Love that answer.
Has been a real cornerstone of the game room and community for a long time. But the society has evolved, and it just seems that foosball doesn't contribute the way it used to, and we need to be prepared to move on from foosball.
That's a great point. Points, many points. All right. Lots of people talking about the new catchphrase, better stuff is good. What does that mean to you?
I think this is typical woke leftist bullshit. I think better stuff is good. Says who? Says you? Sometimes bad stuff's good. Sometimes you just don't want to leave, sometimes you want to whip yourself in the back because you had dirty thoughts. Maybe about a dog, maybe about a man. You never know. Sometimes bad stuff's good. Sometimes worse stuff's good. Sometimes staying married even though your wife thinks you're a coward is good,
I think that better stuff, what is it? Better stuff's good?
Better stuff is good. The catchphrase.
Better stuff is good is the opposite of woke. It is the kindness campaign. Today's kindness campaign. It's Ellen DeGeneres being all smiling in front of the cameras and beating people behind the scenes. That's it's this conservative idea that, like, as long as you're polite, everything is okay while we're stealing your money and underpaying you, and then to me it's the opposite of woke. It's very much asleep. Better stuff's bad.
Speaking of asleep, favorite riot?
Zoot Suit.
January 6th.
Two fantastic answers. Wow. Couple sea-doos heading your way. Is Prince the real king of pop?
Prince is the son of the king, I believe, and I don't know what this pop is.
The king is the pop of the prince. I think you got it mixed up. The king is the pop of the prince.
Is Prince the real king of the popper?
We all are very clear on this. Coca-Cola is the king of pop, not Prince. Prince is the son of the king.
Coca-Cola.
What about RC Cola?
Then
Royal
RC
Cola
is the champagne of pop.
RC's the court jester.
And then Pepsi's the jester.
It's the only way it's getting into soda court.
Dr. Pepper is the prince of pop. And
I thought he would have been the doctor.
Sprite is the queen.
Better game, 20 questions or Uno?
Well, in Uno, there can only be one, so Uno.
I'm a Jenga man, personally, but whatever you guys say.
Spray, mousse, cream, or sugar?
I've sprayed a mousse or two with some cream in my day.
Great answer.
And...
Ding, ding.
And they do not like it. You thought a dog put up a fight. Have you seen a moose?
Oh, yeah.
I have seen a moose, but, I've never tried to peel a moose's corn cob, so...
Oh. Yeah. You haven't peeled the corn cob until you peel the moose's corn cob.
All right. Moving on. Next section. First thing that comes to your mind. Ready? Subjective.
Lassie.
Learning.
Rorschach test.
Butterflies.
Murder.
Betamax extremist.
Cuck.
Goof.
VH cells.
VHS Taliban.
Turban.
Goof. I'm going to need something for me. Clock's ticking, Goof. First thing that comes to mind. VHS Taliban.
I think it's just going to be DVD Hezbollah.
Great answers. Taco Mañana.
English, please.
Salsa Verde.
Bamboozled, the Spike Lee joint.
Favorite movie.
Not a fan.
FBI sexual. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
FBT Duck murder cover up.
Overreach.
Closing thoughts.
I like corn.
Will you two please quote the Torah or say in Yiddish or Hebrew a word in honor of Israel who survived the Holocaust?
Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. And
You're all.
to me, that's all about, Deuteronomy and all the dudes and my buddy named Rod and
Ding, ding.
me and how the dudes, me and Rod, would just, we'd have each other's back and never forsake each other.
Y'all just ram and rim all day?
We'd rim it. We'd rim it. And the dudes, Rod and me, we just loved it.
That's what the Bible's all about. Rimming and ramming.
Rimming and ramming is a number one Bible talk.
That's my favorite book in the Bible.
In the book of Rims.
Sorry.
The book of Rim Job.
All right. And that concludes this opinion of differences super debate show. This is Link Bluntly for Gopher McPube and Sammy Van Zoot signing out. Until next time, argue with your neighbor.
These broadcasters will have no memories of the words they read. Welcome back to Blabberous, where you just heard us play a secret government recording recently unearthed. And that was one super debate show. And that kind of had, how there's in the cartoons producer, how on one shoulder it's like a devil, and on the other shoulder it's like an angel. That's what it felt like, and I felt like I was in the middle, and I was that cat who couldn't make that decision. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's like that, especially when you learn that the angel's also a devil one. Remember, how that happens?
Yeah, devil.
And it's a double devil, and that's what's really happening is a double devil.
Yeah.
Cartoon hijink.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled is convincing you there were angels.
That's what they don't tell you. What the devil wants you to say is the other one. But the truth is, the angels are the hokum of the devil. And
Angels are a bunch of flim-flam man with wings.
they are the original carpetbaggers.
Yep.
Coming
Come down there and stealing our jobs.
down here.
Begging for our hard-earned money? I don't think so, angels.
Selling all of our carpet to people somewhere else.
Fly back to heaven, get a job. There's 40 seconds for you to go back to heaven.
Yeah. Just,
Make high or something like that.
Here's some magic beans. Take a big beanstalk back up into your cloud house. You son of a bitch.
You can't afford the stock fare.
Yeah. They got a plant allergy. Oh.
It grew sideways. It's gonna take forever to get up there.
Yeah.
To heaven. Sideways on a beanstalk to heaven. When I was growing up, we had a phrase in my house. Politics. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Do you understand that sentiment?
I do, yeah.
Producer?
I've tried to live without them, but they don't let you live without them.
Have you ever met a politician?
Yeah, I've met a lot of them when I used to work in the halls of the capitals and stuff.
Oh, okay. Building disclosed. Good to know. Speaking of capital, we need to urgently sell our merch. So if you go to Podcast Swag or blabberdollars.com, be sure to smash that add to cart. And it is a two-step verification
We're having a merch fire.
checkout. So please, get that good merch.
Have your Vax cards ready.
Yep. You're gonna need to be a quintuple
It is
vax
super rapid test.
for norovirus just to get in the website.
Yeah.
Because we take this shit seriously.
Full
The CDC
toxoplasmosis screening.
The CDC says do not let unvaccinated people patronize your website. I will abide, Mr. Fauci. I will abide, Mr. Fauci.
This episode sponsored by Fauci's Ouchies, which is a new podcast where Fauci answers user questions about their ouchies.
Fauci's ouchies. It's the only band-aid for your boo-boo.
Yeah, those are good. Yeah, what
Does that feel better?
any other thoughts on the politics there?
One thing that I don't like about politics is they're always saying one thing and then doing another, and then saying they can't do the thing that they said that they were going to do, which is the whole reason that you said that you were going to vote for them.
Yeah.
And then they said to you, they were like, well, maybe things are a lot more complicated once you're here. And then I said to you, well, what do you mean? What the heck you mean? Because when you say what you're going to say, when you're running to do the things you're going to say, why wouldn't you do the things you say? And they just look at me and they say,
What are you gonna do?
I really appreciate your vote. My hands are tied. What am I going to do? And that's when I think sometimes I go right to the Facebook page of the United States government, and I think about hitting the dislike button.
And I know you don't take disliking things lightly.
But I know I'd be put on some, page, some list somewhere, some do not resuscitate list or something like that.
Yeah. They would not let you get resuscitated at all. That's what that
And
is.
here that's why I'm here. I'm trying to resuscitate my career, and they put me on that DNR, and I wouldn't like that shit.
Yeah. Well,
So,
you are.
that's why my voice is like this.
Yeah, you're always gonna have a home here.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, are we bowling a couple games after this?
Yeah, let's get this wrapped up and hit the lanes. Today's episode is sponsored.
By the Better Politics Pack. The only place where you can put your money and know that it's really going to contribute to better politics.
Yeah. And we're gonna spend it all on guns and wars, which is the best politics.
There's no politics but violence. Drop.
Yep. Vikings drop.
This episode of Blab Rats is also brought to you by EMX, Digital DMX Pen Pal.
If you want to holler at the dog, even though the dog is gone, hit him up on the Digital DMX Pen Pal EMX. It's not as good as the dog being here, but it's a place where you can let your love for him be shown.
What do they want?
How's it going down?
Pen pals.
EMX, Digital DMX Pen Pals. Use the code load which I really want for 55% off the merch that we desperately need you to buy from us. This episode is also sponsored by Secret Teas. Would you want to wear a T-shirt, but make sure that no one can tell you got a T-shirt on under that T-shirt? Secret tees.
Don't tell us all.
T-shirts, no one will know are there.
And also brought to you by Secrete Teas, the tea shop with the best tea secretions your mouth's ever watered for. These tea secretions are only available at Secret Teas. Secrete Teas.
It's a secret.
DMX's line of t-shirts, now available at flatratsmerchdrop.com.
It's not a DMX tee if it's not from TMX tees.
DMX, what you really wear. Alright, I think that just about wraps it up for here. Me and producer gotta go bowl some rolls, so we'll toodaloo.
They see me bowling the lanes now.
Lovin'.
We're rolling, trying to get them fucking pins down. Trying to get them fucking pins down.
Turkey, trying to get the fucking turkey.
Yeah. Turkey talk all day.
Alright. On behalf of the producer, this is host saying,
I be the one-man posse cut, kicking Nazi butt like I was Rocky, but I got a sock stuffed full of hockey pucks. Don't order takeout, got my own server, lock 'em up. Not the stunt, fit to beat like a boxing glove. In a Gata Davida, I'm in the spot with my people. They mixing vodka with ether, not talking nice, talking creatures, ones that could possibly eat us. They not gonna stop at us either. They